All right, let's just jump right in. By 2026, your go-to-market strategy isn't just going to be important. It's going to be your single greatest competitive advantage. Seriously, in a world where AI can basically replicate product features almost instantly, how you sell is becoming way more important than what you sell.
First things first, we got to talk about a huge mindset shift. You know, as founders, we love to sell the dream, right? The art of the possible. But here's the hard truth. The data doesn't lie. A whopping 80% of your customers, especially the big enterprise ones, they are not buying your 5-year vision. No way. They are buying certainty. Their job is on the line to hit next quarter's numbers. So they're buying a solution to avoid pain and reduce the risk of failure. Period.
So, to get a handle on this new world, we're going to break it all down into 5 key parts. We'll kick things off with the new rules of GTM. Then we'll talk about this new role called the GTM engineer. After that, we'll look at a real-life 10x GTM engine, then dive into why you need to treat GTM like a product. And we'll wrap up with some killer tactics you can use, like right now.
Okay, let's dive into part 1, the new rules. You hear this term go-to-market, or GTM, thrown around all the time. But what does it actually mean today? Because I'll tell you what, the old way of thinking, that it's just sales and marketing, that's not just outdated, it's actually dangerous. The modern definition is way, way broader. Think of it as an integrated life cycle. Here's the simple rule. If a function touches a customer or makes $1, they're part of GTM. So we're talking marketing, sales, customer success, support, partnerships, the whole shebang. Forget those old silos. You have to see it as one single orchestrated journey for the customer, from the very first ad they see all the way to them being a loyal, happy customer years down the road. Now, what's making this whole integrated approach possible? Well, it's a completely new role, a role that seriously didn't even exist just a few years back, and that's the go-to-market engineer. And to really get why this role is such a massive game changer, let's hop in the time machine and go back to 2017. Stripe, one of the smartest companies out there, had this super ambitious project called Rosalind. Their big idea was to map the entire universe of companies and totally automate their sales outreach. I mean, think about it, like a Mad Libs for sales emails, but perfectly personalized for every single prospect at massive scale. An absolutely brilliant idea, right? But it failed. The tech just wasn't ready. The AI wasn't good enough, and it made so many mistakes it was basically useless. So, what's the difference between then and now? It's pretty simple, actually. It's one thing: modern AI. That dream that was completely impossible, even for a giant like Stripe back in 2017, well, now it's not just possible, it's handing incredible leverage to anyone smart enough to use it. And this is where the go-to-market engineer, or GTME, comes in. This is that new hybrid role. It's a technical person who gets the nitty-gritty of sales workflows, and then they actually build AI agents to automate and supercharge every single piece of that puzzle. Finding the right person for this role is absolutely crucial. You're not just looking for any old software engineer. No, the perfect GTME is a true hybrid. A lot of times they come from a sales engineer background, but they also know how to code. It's this amazing rare mix of skills, right? They feel the customer's pain, they know the sales process inside and out, and they can actually build the AI tools to fix it all. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in practice? Let's check out a case study from Vercel that shows just how insane the ROI can be when you get this right. So over at Vercel, a GTM engineer built an AI agent to take care of all their inbound sales leads. And the way they did it is basically a playbook you can steal. It's so simple, it's beautiful. Step 1, they just watched their best human salesperson. They shadowed them. Step 2, they mapped out every single thing that person did, their entire workflow. Step 3, they built an AI agent to do that exact same thing. And step 4, they just kept one person around to double-check the AI's work, for quality assurance.
All right, so before this AI agent came along, Vercel had a team of 10 people, 10 sales development reps, or SDRs, just handling their inbound leads.
And after they roll out the agent, that team of 10 went down to 1, just one person, and their only job was to QA the AI. And the other 9, they weren't fired. They got moved up the value chain to work on more strategic outbound stuff.
Now get ready for this, because this part is just wild. This whole transformation, going from 10 people down to 1, was done by a single engineer. And they weren't even full-time on it. They did it part-time in just 6 weeks. Let that sink in.
And what about the cost to run this thing? You're going to love this. The total annual cost for this agent is about $1,000, $1,000.
to do the work that used to cost them over $1 million a year in salaries. It's just unbelievable leverage.
So let's just put that all together. Look at the insane leverage here. You've got a cost reduction of over 90%. At the same time, your response time to a new lead is now instant. This agent works 24/7, it never calls in sick, it never gets tired, and it performs at the level of their very best human rep. That's the 10X engine.
Okay, so when you have this kind of automation, it frees up your human talent to think bigger. It lets them focus on a much more strategic idea, treating your entire go-to-market motion like a product.
And the big idea here, and this comes straight from Vercel's COO, is that AI is making product features a commodity. It's getting easier and easier to copy your competitors' tech, so the gap between products is shrinking. What's left? What's your real differentiator? It's the experience of buying from you. How you sell, how you make that customer feel, that's becoming your new competitive moat.
So what does that actually mean? Well, it's a shift from a transactional sale, where you just grill the customer with discovery questions, to an experiential one. So instead of a boring discovery call, maybe you run a collaborative whiteboarding session. The customer walks away from that meeting with something genuinely valuable that you built together, like a new system diagram. The whole point is to add real, tangible value at every single touch point, even if they never end up buying from you. All right, let's get practical. How do you actually do all this? Let's break down a few specific, world-class tactics that you can start using immediately. First up, you have to get serious about segmentation, and I mean way beyond just small, medium, and large businesses. Think of it like a graph with multiple dimensions. Your y-axis might be company size and their potential for growth, but then your x-axis needs to be stuff that's unique to your business. Things like their website traffic, the type of workload they run, or even their business model. This is how you really zero in on your true ideal customer.
Next, you've got to use AI to get to the truth of why you win and lose deals. Vercel built this thing called a deal bot that goes through all the communications for deals they lost, and it's amazing at cutting through human bias. You know how it goes. The salesperson says, we lost on price. But the AI can read all the transcripts and say, actually, you lost because you never even managed to show the value to the real decision maker, the person with the budget. That's a huge difference.
And finally, you have to master the art of discovery. The goal here is to stop being a salesperson and start being a trusted advisor. And what does that look like? Well, the best reps, they talk less than half the time. They ask smart questions that help the customer figure out the real problem on their own. They don't just pitch features. They show up with unique data, with insights about the customer's own business that they didn't even know. That's how you make yourself completely indispensable.
And all of this really boils down to one final critical question you have to ask yourself. Your go-to-market team, your sales, your support, your success folks, they are on the front lines every single day. They talk to more customers than anyone. So are you treating all that feedback they're gathering as just noise? Or are you treating it like what it really is, your single most valuable source of R&D?